hier können wir rein. Yes. Supi.
King George III in coronation robes. Nice touch for the room of an English duchess.
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that our mission should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans. Decidedly, they have support from the highest level in Buckingham Palace. So here we both are, hands and feet tied, and little room to maneuver. Keep me abreast of events. Our mission is becoming more complicated. Yours, E. P.S. The French chapter of the Order doesn't appear to know anything about the arrival of our friend Sarah. I therefore cannot comment on it. However, my guess is that she has come here for personal reasons.
Aha, sie steht also noch in Kontakt mit ihrer Schwester und da ist wieder diese komische Statue von dem geheimen Raum, also. Ich weiß immer noch nicht so recht, was dieses Teil bedeuten soll. Ja, was diese Statue bedeuten soll, weiß ja schon der Denker. Das kann man wenigstens aber erkennen. Ja, da ist ja auch die liebe Dame. Die Gold-X, ja, da war leider kein Honig.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers.
Oh ja.
Madam, thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes with the King? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision-taking. Thank you in advance for all your help. William Pitt, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain.
Aha. Also ist die gute Emily eine persönliche Freundin der Queen. Na super. Da haben wir ja eine sehr hochrangige Lady im Bett gehabt. Wenn König George davon in Kenntnis setzen, dass ihm die Unterstützung des Heiligen Vaters gewiss ist. Wir werden sie bei der Rekrutierung von Regimentern aus emigrierten Royalisten, die gegen Frankreich kämpfen sollen, finanziell unterstützen. Aha.
2 coils circle the lock.
Oh. Gemeinheit.
A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, I shall never thank you enough for all your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you until my last breath. If you have any request of me, you only need ask. With regards to my son William, I shall never thank you enough for looking after him. You know the latter's preferences, and you will understand he needs you desperately. For that, and as agreed with Queen Charlotte, our friend Duke Hillsborough will carry out his task and meet with you within 6 months. From then on, you'll be free from want. Yours sincerely, William Pitt, Count of Chatham.
Jetzt erinnere ich mich wieder. Meinte Emily nicht beim Frühstück oder was auch immer das war, dass sie schon verheiratet ist? Oh. Okay, ich glaube, ich habe mich gewaltig in die Scheiße geritten, als ich mit ihr geschlafen habe.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Na ja, Lady Emily, ich hoffe, Sie werden Ihrem Mann nichts von unserer Nacht erzählen.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
Death came quickly. You can be assured of that.
If such a senseless act can happen here, then none of us is truly safe anywhere. Lord Mortimer must be mortified that one of his guests could have committed such an act, don't you think?
He is indeed very upset about it. It's only natural after such a violent murder.
Violent? What do you mean?
Elizabeth was stabbed 9 times.
Oh my God, Louis. How awful. The murderer must have had a serious grudge against her to set upon her like that. It must have been a crime of passion. Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
Tell me, Emily, what's the nature of your relationship with Washington?
Oh, come off it, Louis. You're not going to go into a jealous rage, are you?
No, I can assure you of that. That has nothing to do with it. You're preparing a treaty to break the ties between the United States and France.
Whatever are you talking about, Louis?
I read your correspondences, Emily.
It's not what you think. So don't go thinking there's anything personal in it.
Are you trying to break Franco-American agreements, Emily?
That's the job, Louis. We're all doing everything we can to serve the best interests of our nation. It's got nothing to do with you or us.
But why didn't you tell me about it before?
Would you have told me?
Wo sie recht hat, sie recht.
I found a torn piece of dress in Miss Adams' room. Gray silk.
Where's it from?
That's what I'm trying to find out. The color doesn't match any of Elizabeth's dresses, but I might not have found all of her clothes yet.
Good Lord, Louis, do you realize what this means? If this piece of dress isn't from Elizabeth, then it's... I don't have any grey silk dresses, Louis. Neither does my sister, since we wear the same clothes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to check with you.
I'm so sorry, Louis.
Thank you.
Are you all right? You know, I'm sure there's a good reason why your mother was at the scene.
Thank you, Emily. I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
Ja. Oh Mann, Mutter, was hast du nur getan? Nee, den Brief hatten wir schon. So, dann gehen wir doch mal weiter.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Okay, Napoleon. Obwohl, hier drin waren wir schon mal. Vielleicht hat er ja was Neues. Vielleicht einen Honig.
There's just one holster in Bonaparte's gear, and the pistol is missing. On the other hand, his cleaning equipment is in mint condition. That's typical of the soldier in him.
My dear Napoleon, as previously
Ja,
agreed,
das haben wir schon. Komisches Einladungsschreiben. Ach, Mann. Na. Na gut, dann reden wir halt mit ihm.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
Beide?
Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer asked me to...
I know. You no doubt want to know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
Can you tell me who was present at the game, please?
Well, there were Lord Mortimer, President Washington, and Sir Gregory.
Thank you.
Ah, and His Eminence Piaget as well. Excuse me, I nearly forgot him. Poor soul.
Ach, wie nett.
Did any of you leave during the game?
Not that I know of, monsieur. I didn't exactly spend my time noting the other guests' comings and goings, but I don't think so.
Thank you. What time did the game end?
I can't say exactly. As for me, I must have stayed until midnight. I was exhausted, couldn't think straight. So I preferred to go up to bed.
On your way up to bed, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
No, not in the least. The whole manor was sound asleep.
Not really. No. Did you notice anything unusual during the evening?
Nothing at all, except the luck of the devil of Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory at cards.
Did they win much?
Oh la la, monsieur, they cleaned us out more like. But I plan on getting it all back before we leave.
Someone saw you not far from the victim's room. Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste, and I wanted to speak to her, to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
Kann sagen, was man will. Ich glaube ihm irgendwie.
I've been studying him for a while now, and I don't think he was lying. Yet, I'm surprised how easy it was for me to read him. It must surely be his military side. I wish they all could be like that. My investigation would be finished already. As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Thank you.
Ist ja nett.
Someone saw you not far from the victim's room. Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot.
Ja, ja.
I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste, and I wanted to speak to her, to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
Ja, ja.
Were you able to recognize the prowler?
Unfortunately not, no. It was dark, and Lord Mortimer was waiting for me. I was not really paying attention anyway.
Ach man. Das ganze Teil, der Abend ihrer Ankunft.
Excuse me for insisting, but if you saw him or her, I'm sure you would have more information than that. It's just that I don't think it can be of help to me.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Was it a woman, for instance? Bearing in mind that all the women here wear whalebone dresses, which is rather noticeable.
A man, I should say. I don't recall seeing the silhouette of a dress.
You see, you saw many things, in fact.
Hang on. Laissez-moi réfléchir. Let me think a minute.
A wig? His height? The sound of his footsteps, maybe.
Ah, his height. Oui, somewhat imposing. A tall man, and straight. As for the rest, I don't know, Monsieur de Richet.
Not to worry. That's already quite a lot. Thank you for everything.
Hm.
Well, have we finished, Monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
Das gefällt mir nicht. Das deutet irgendwie zu sehr auf Pirou hin.
What do you want from me, de Richet?
Greetings.
Ich will nur lieb
It's
sein.
fallen to me
Cut the
that...
crap! Get to the point. We both know why you're here.
And have you got anything to tell me?
What does it matter? It's too late anyway. Do what you have to do and get out.
It's never too late, sir. If you have something to say, now is the time.
You don't understand. Everything's already written. It's over.
Why is he behaving like the perfect culprit? What is it that's already written? I'm not sure I follow you.
No, you don't.
Er verschweigt etwas.
A pattern with 4 circles.
Alles mitnehmen.
Dear Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking. Some of them still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents on the scaffold, but I expect they will cease in due course. Should you decide to send us more, please note that another 20 beds will soon be ready. The children and myself will never thank you enough. Long live the Republic. Long live France. Sister Marie-Hélène. All right. I've retrieved everything. All right. I've retrieved everything.
Das heißt also, Peru hat in seiner sehr rauen Schale einen sehr weichen Kern. Er hat scheinbar die Kinder der Adligen, die alle auf dem Schafott getötet wurden, in ein Waisenhaus gebracht, damit sie nicht qualvoll auf der Straße krepieren würden oder noch schlimmer auch hingerichtet werden. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir uns wiedersehen. Zum Gegenteil bin ich ein Gefangener meiner eigenen Entscheidung. Du musst beschützt werden. Meine Zukunft ist ohne dich verloren. Du kannst noch gerettet werden. Ganz gleich, wie verbittert du meinetwegen bist, du sollst wissen, dass ich mit dem Teufel, der dich zu bezwingen versuchte, einen Pakt geschlossen habe. Ich dachte, die Monster zu kennen, aber was ich für Frankreich getan habe, ist nichts verglichen mit dem, wozu sie in der Lage sind. Ich sehe keinen Ausweg, das Maul der Bestie schließt dich. Ich werde dich immer lieben. Okay, wer hat das geschrieben?
Great, honey.
Honig, yay! Weg her damit. Ich bin süchtig.
Records of the police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris. It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris. And there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. This shouldn't be lying around.
Haha, Schwäche erkannt. Psychologie, naja, das wussten wir schon vorher. Oh, versteckt da was?
Golden elixir.
Dear friend, please come and join us. We must meet about the ongoing operations in Paris. A boat will be waiting for you in Calais and will take you to Dover in England. From there, a carriage will take you to the port of Tintagel, where a frigate will be waiting for you and other guests, so you can meet up with me on my island as quickly as possible. I await your arrival. Lord William Mortimer.
Wieder die übliche Einladung. Sieht nicht so aus, als wenn hier noch irgendwas ist. Und mal Peru. Rede.
All right. Have you